Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm grateful to having the opportunity to present the geo-integration project for you. Where is the... Oh, there it is. Okay. Thank you. The geo-integration project is led by the Mapping Authority, facilitated by the KS, which is the Norwegian Association of Local and Regional Authorities, and the participators are the municipalities and system providers. First of all, a brief historic overview to see where we stand. We are thankful for some foreseeing persons that realized object-oriented relation databases for spatial data and also established a national standard. This is crucial for getting there where we are today. Through the 90s, we had a national agreement established of joint mapping, presentation and distribution of geographic information between levels and sectors of public administration. We have also had some national projects of collecting and presentation of environmental and area information. Also, we had some early initiatives of electronic interaction between systems and between sectors. After 2000, we have established new laws, acts and regulations of planning, land registration and property registration. We also have established the NSDI initiative, Digital Norway, and then we got Inspire. ICT policies we had, and the action plan, the Digital Leap. We have taken into action new communication protocols and standards, and then we established the geo-integration project to get the systems to communicate better. After 2010, we have also launched a new geo-synchronization project, and Inspire and national infrastructure are regulated by law, the Spatial Data Act. And we also have established some ICT architecture principles for the public sector. The Digital Norway was launched in 2003, quite early. And also it contributed well to the action plan, the e-Norway 2009, or the Digital Leap, what it was called. It was about coordinated and user-adapted public sector. For example, it said about better and more coordinated digital services for the population and businesses across sectors and levels of administration. And we should get better quality and exploitation of common basic data for administration and businesses. The Digital Norway is a huge network of database owners, data owners, providing their data to each other, sharing data by internet services like the web map service, web feature service, and so forth. The concept is sharing of all information between partners, and it's partnership based on co-financing and establishment and updating of basic reference data. We had an agreement on standard formats for delivery and access, and we have joint technical solutions. This gives us a variety of content, reference, and thematic data. To do this, we have to have political support. We have to have support and involvement from the user community, and the technology must be based on standards. But the framework for implementation is necessary. An SDI should not be considered as a static framework that will offer solution for a fixed set of requirements. Rather, It is a dynamic framework that satisfied current requirements while at the same time generating new needs and solutions. So the Digital Norway and Inspire, they share a vision that data should be collected once and maintained at a level where this can be done most effectively. It should be possible to combine seamless spatial information from different sources and share it between many users and applications. It should be possible for information collected at one level to be shared between all the different levels, high resolution for detailed investigations, and general for strategic purposes. The ICT sector is quite important to us, and we are very satisfied that our Agency for Public Management and E-Government late 2009 defined 7 ICT architecture principles. And this is also quite similar to Inspire. Service orientation, interoperability, accessibility, security, openness, flexibility, and scalability. Also, they have defined that we have to have some national common components in the public sector. And these components are the Central Coordinating Register for Legal Entities, the National Population Register, and the new Cadastral, which at least was new from some years ago, and also the Altin components that is quite similar to Inspire or other infrastructures, but it's to serve all the enterprises where they can just put in information and also get out information. Also, a common infrastructure for electronic ID in the public sector. We were quite confident that the Cadastral is a major part in these national common components. And to the geo-integration project, this is quite important that all these initiatives have taken place. And it's important to get this launched. The geo-integration project is about interoperability between information systems in various sectors and level of authorities. As we see here, we have pilots in some municipalities and groups of municipalities to test out what we have achieved. And the aim is to standardize interfaces and services between all the systems, all the databases which are in use. There has been challenges that there have been different IT systems that do not communicate each other, which create unnecessary boundaries, prevent cooperations and efficiency, and so forth. Effective information flow between different IT systems requires well-defined interfaces. That is what we are trying to do, or we have done. We have specified and brought to use common interfaces and services for interaction between different IT systems within the municipality sector in Norway. And all the major Norwegian system providers from the document filing sector and from the GIS sector are participators in this project. They are shown here, all of them. And it's a picture here from what we are going from and to, a simpler picture with a standard interface for communication between all the various systems. The project has been MDA-based, model-driven architecture, and you might say that the lifetime of technical implementation is shorter than the lifetime of the information it handles. So this makes it necessary to describe the information in a way that allows for new techniques and implementation environments to be applied. We also know that many organizations often need data outside their jurisdictions of operational areas. When necessary information about the data and interfaces are described in a formal implementation independent model. It's easier to integrate distributed components and data sources with your own system. We have then followed the model, and all the interfaces are specified by use cases where all the elements of the case is specified on how to get information out from the various databases. Status of the project now is that the standard is approved by consensus early this year. It's taken into responsibility by the mapping authority. New standardized interface for exchange of geographic related information between various topic information systems in the public sector. This gives us new possibilities for the users, both new products and simple and easy integration, more flexibility and less vendor dependence. By June 2012, the GIS providers have implemented GI standards in new versions of their applications, and they're launching new GI-specified products. Archive systems providers launch GI-specified versions this summer or autumn. The economy of the project, the first budget was about €500,000 in funding, and €750,000 on behalf of the participators. That was what they were contributing with, and most of it from the system providers. The revised budget, due to positive response to the proposal, was increased to about €750,000 in funding, and €1.25 million on behalf of the participators. We have a dedicated website where the standards and specification are available. And also I must say that it's appropriated by the Norwegian Archive Standard, version 5. If you go into the standards, you can look at it this way, and you can go further down in details, quite structured. It has been tested out in so-called lighthouse arenas. This up here is the municipalities or groups of municipalities, and the system providers are listed below to establish arenas where the various system providers can communicate to each other and test out their specifications. So this has been fulfilled during the last year and evaluated early this year. And in those arenas, the specifications are or has been in use now for some months. What do we get? For example, you can go into a municipal map client, and you can see all the building activities. You can search into them by the map. You can go over to the archive system and get all the documents regarding this special case. Or for another example, you can see all the property from the property registry, which is daily updated by the municipalities, and it's into responsibility of the mapping authority. We have made this available. You can see all the parcels, all the area, the buildings, and so forth, and get information of them. You can find it by addresses or by number. Or we have also integrated it with the registry of name places, so you can go into the same map from that aspect. We have also launched a new web map service on area planning, which is available for the NSDI participators, which is updated 3 times a week now. We are building up the database to serve this service. And it generates links to municipalities' planning register where that is available. Updated information are copied into the Mapping Authority's service database, and Web Map Services gives map by request. Number of plans are about 20,000 now. We expect it to be doubled in a year or so and completed in about 2 years. You see it like this in a client. You see the area where the plan is. You get some metadata about the plan. And you can go into the municipality's registry like this and get all the vector-based data and all the documents which belongs to the plan as well. Benefit realization from the geo-integration project is that open and system-independent integration between GIS and other information systems, such as case management system and archive system, will provide a more efficient public administration and assure better decision-making. Standardization will contribute to information sharing and reuse, thus extend the demand for location-based information. Integration of GIS and other information systems will ensure easy access to geographic information for new large user groups. Standardized interface between the various IT systems will provide customers greater freedom of choice, and all registered planning records will be made available as updated public datasets by all the leading system suppliers. Lessons learned from such a project is that the people involved, the participators, the persons that contribute in the project, they must be authorized. The owners or the employers must authorize them. We have spent some time on this, and this is an important issue. They have to have commitment, they have to contribute when they are supposed to, and that's also a challenge to get qualified people to make time available for such a project. And you have to have a project management that closely follow up deadlines and deliveries. We use management by objectives, and we focus on objectives. But we also must enhance the ownership, because it may be so that someone is letting it out somewhere and just leave it there. Also, it's important with the maintenance of the results. So I just have a point here that when you outsource innovation process to some spheric area of collaboration, all partners or owners must respond to the requirements evolving from that area. This is quite important for such a project. And also how to organize and maintain the drives in a project when transformed to a running phase. There's also a challenge. Further on, we want fresh data, and we have been photographing and constructing. We have registered by case handling, updating the databases, the maps, and we have distributed data. We have increased value by the companies, and we have got it into use. We must make this chain very short, much shorter than today, quick. We want it to be fresh. Just, by the way, taking the photo, we want it out on the mobile. So that's the requirements, but we aren't there yet. Therefore, we have launched a new project, the Geo-Synchronization project, where we first of all look into update the various databases, for instance, from a municipality database into a national copy or distribution database, where the changes are synchronized as they are registered. And we also look into the matter of synchronizing national databases down to local level as when they are changed too. Another aspect is all the sensors now attached to the infrastructures. All the sensor reporting position, all is connected to the web. They are all with metadata registered, all readable remotely, some controllable remotely. And how to get this into use is quite complex, and it's a challenge. So the last views here was to point out the challenges in the future. Thank you for your attention.